Right, so what do wars, religion, and coffee substitutes have in common? More than you might realise. Through the years, people have decided to use alternatives to coffee, not because they wanted to, but because they had no choice. Usually it was down to things such as shortages during wartime, or having bugger all money, or because their religion disallowed caffeine. Whichever it was, we're going to have a nose looking at some of the early experiments, as well as checking out how the market is reacting to this stuff today. Sometimes you invent something and straight away an alternative pops up as well. Coffee substitutes appeared almost as soon as coffee itself became popular. Long before coffee reached Europe, chicory root was already used as a medicinal tea. The Dutch began roasting chicory as a coffee substitute in the mid-17th century, before it became a big thing in 19th century France. Chicory has a bitter flavour. It's also brown. Apparently that was enough back then to see it as an obvious alternative when coffee was unavailable. In North America, indigenous people brewed drinks from local plants such as Yupon holly, the black drink, made from roasted leaves and stems, and it was later adopted by European settlers who called it cassina. In the 18th century, coffee was spreading like wildfire across the globe, and right along with it, coffee substitutes were getting in everyone's way and causing a ruckus. In 1793, a German writer described a substitute made from roasted ground chickpeas. Sounds yummy. By the 1830s, North Americans had begun using roasted dandelion roots. These substitutes weren't intended as perfect coffee imitations. Instead, they aimed to match coffee's dark appearance and bitter taste using local ingredients that were easily accessible. Having a rummage through the historical records, I found a wide variety of different ingredients that have been used to imitate coffee. Let me list a few of these for you now. Side note, some of these seem a bit odd, yet apparently they were a thing. In the nuts and grains section, we find almonds, acorns, chickpeas, malted barley, rye and wheat bran. I also found a selection of vegetables and fruits: chicory root, dandelion root, sweet potato, and even potato peel, asparagus, beetroot, and peas. Interestingly, the preparation method stayed mostly the same: roast, grind, and brew. Hey Shabbers, just a little note asking you if you would like, comment, and subscribe. And if you can buy me a coffee, that's fantastic. It helps me keep the lights on and stops me from having to collect acorns to make coffee with. Cheers. The American Civil War created serious coffee shortages for the southern states. The Union blockade halted coffee imports, forcing the Confederacy to get creative. Southerners turned to substitutes like rye, sweet potato, chicory, and various grains. Accounts from the time stated that these alternatives came with their own limitations. Again, they managed to make it brown and bitter, but it simply didn't have coffee's kick. In 1865, the Southern Banner summed it up well, noting that despite efforts to cheat the palate, no substitute could truly replace coffee's stimulated effect. The challenges didn't end with the American Civil War. World War II disrupted coffee supplies across Europe and beyond. In German-occupied regions, numerous café ersatz, or coffee substitutes products emerged, including brands like Katharina, Frank, Apfelds, Linz, Torgama, Chem, LOB, and Southern Corn. They were a mixture of various grains and locally available ingredients, whatever that means, and they represented an effort to try and replace a lack of the good stuff. In the United States, the instant coffee alternative postum became very popular. It was originally created in 1895 by C.W. Post and was inspired by Harvey Kellogg's caramel coffee recipe. The lack of proper coffee during the war allowed postum to become much more popular, especially amongst people who liked coffee but avoided caffeine. Even after the war ended, postum remained a popular choice within the health-conscious community, as well as people following strict religious practices. Economic pressures continued to force compromise even beyond the major wars. In 1970s East Germany, a coffee shortage led to the creation of Café Mix, a blend roughly half coffee and half substitute, typically consisting of malted barley, chicory, and other roasted grains used to extend limited coffee supplies. This product represented a balance between preserving coffee's full flavour and managing limited supplies. Economic factors have always driven people towards coffee substitutes. When coffee prices rise or household incomes drop, consumers look for affordable alternatives. This is repeated throughout history. Today, the coffee substitute market is significant, experiencing pretty good growth, though specific market figures vary based on where you look. Religious beliefs have also shaped the market. The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints are not big fans of coffee, or tea for that matter. It discourages coffee consumption based on its interpretation of hot drinks. The Church interprets hot drinks in the Word of Wisdom as specifically referring to tea and coffee, not necessarily because of their temperature, but because they are substances identified by early church leaders as being prohibited. Similarly, the Seventh-day Adventist Church recommends avoiding caffeine altogether. This shows us that there is a historical link between religious dietary practices and products like postum. If, like me, you live in the UK, you're probably familiar with camp coffee. It's a chicory and coffee essence that was created in 1876 by Patterson and Sons Limited in Glasgow. It was originally developed as a convenient instant coffee alternative for British military use, and it became widely adopted for both drinking and baking. Even with all the choices we have in the coffee market today, camp coffee is still available. I guess the old favourites still stick around. So, it looks like coffee substitutes are here to stay. They arrive to us during times of shortages and economic pressures, and become much more popular because of health concerns, religious beliefs, and regional availability. So are we evolving away from coffee, or is our relationship with coffee simply becoming more nuanced? Have you tried coffee substitutes? Are you a secret camp coffee drinker? It makes you think the way this world of ours spins that soon, maybe not too far away, what we call coffee might not be coffee at all. Thanks for watching. Much love.